Pull the shoulders back, pause there. I just want to greet you. Hi, I'm Candace Gourdain, and this is Fitness and Harmonies, yoga and Pilates to heal from injury and to create a strong, healthy back. Let's turn the palms face up, pull the shoulders down, pull the abdominals in, close the eyelids down. Move the spine a little forward and back in almost like in a serpentine, an undulating way. I want you to just see what you're dealing with today. What injuries in your back, your hips, all the way up the spine, into the shoulders, maybe the neck. Now begin to notice the softer tissues. Are there muscles? Are there tendons that need extra care and guidance today? Then come to a straight spine. Now draw up from the pelvic floor. Find those muscles, squeeze them together. They're like a basket or a net that weave together and pull up. Then from the lower belly, that's below the umbilical, what is that, the navel, pull in and up. Now the diaphragm muscle makes like a drum, the top of a drum, but this part, this muscle doesn't hold tense. This one has to move. Inhale, letting that muscle go down. Exhale, letting that muscle rebound back up. Float your breath down. Pull your breath back up. Visualize the lungs expanding, not just down and up now, but out to all the sides. Now begin to focus your mind on the abdominal walls. Your abdominal walls should be like your hand when you're writing. Your hand isn't clenched tight, you would break the pencil. But then your hand's not really loose, you would drop the pencil. So your abdominal walls have the level of control for precision and flow. So using your breath now, create a state of flow around your waist, the low back, the sideways, the front, below and above the navel. Maybe the muscle all moves out at once, maybe parts of it flow inward and outward. Honoring in yoga what we call the manipura. The manipura is the chakra of the belly. It has to do with confidence, strength, and energy production. When we're stressed, we actually don't metabolize. We might eat, but we don't really metabolize, and that creates the space for dis-ease. 2 slow breaths here. Create the flow around the belly. Remember, not tense, but enough holding that you can control those muscles. Now inhale and pull the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale and drop the shoulders down fast. Inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders down fast. Do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze in and up. Exhale, drop out. Now just drop your shoulders and shimmy the shoulders. Drop, lift, drop, lift, drop, lift. Shake, 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 shake. Shaking those shoulders up and down, up and down, up and down. Then left and right. Lift one, lift the other. Lift one, lift the other. Looks a little funny. That's why we have our eyes closed. Then roll your shoulders around slowly. Up, back, pull down, scoop forward. So really excavating around the shoulders and that upper trapezius. 2 breaths. One more. Pull the shoulder blades down vigorously. Squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit together. Now gently rock your head side to side. So immediately you find tension in the neck. Pilates can be really challenging on the neck. So I really take extra care in both Pilates and yoga to not put any stress or strain on the neck. What we really want to do is heal and keep the neck mostly straight. Bring the head back up. Slide the head slightly backwards. So take the back of your skull and pull it to the back wall. Drop your chin just a little bit down. Now bring your hands together in front of your heart. Your thumbs are touching your chest. 3 breaths, honoring the thymus gland. The thymus gland is right there behind your sternum. And it's the master gland over the immune system. Whatever it is you're fighting, whatever it is you have to heal. Exhale, then open your eyes. Inhale and circle up, keeping the arms close to the head. Exhale, lean up and over. Seated palm tree. Now, whatever hip you just leaned away from, push that hip further down. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, reach up and over. Same thing. Once you hold this pose, the other hip presses down. Slow, mindful breathing. Inhale to come up. Exhale, extend back. Now widen the arms. Kind of pull the elbows down a little bit. Now just gently rock the hands back and forward. Like your arm. I really can get my arms even here. Back and forward like your arm is just twisting and turning in its socket. So exploring around the shoulders, the neck, and around the shoulder blades. Slow, inhale, exhale. Now leave the arms back, like you just threw something behind you and hold. Now pinch the arms a little bit closer together behind you and hold. And then release the arms down. Walk the hand into the floor and then lean over in that direction. Twist, so turn your chest down towards the floor and then drop your chin down. Really what we're doing here is we're healing. We're healing from the stress and the tension of your day and your week. So remember to reset the mind, not the body. We're not really just working on the body. To reset your mind by repeating the I am statements. Inhale, exhale. Push back up. Let's try the other side. So walk your hand out just a little bit. Bend the elbow and lean to that side, keeping this opposite hip down. Push down with this hand a little bit. Get that stretch on the oblique and the side of the waist. Then take this top shoulder and twist it a little forward and then drape the chin down. I am safe. I am cared for. I am soothing any tension or injury. 2 more slow breaths. Slow down, mindfully participate with whatever your body needs. Push off the floor. Let's roll down onto the back. So I'm going to take this blanket out. Find whatever position here that you need to feel good. So once you come down, let's bring the hands to the belly. Drop the chin down, so lengthen the back of the neck. Inhale. Exhale. In fact, for the next few inhale, exhales, you really have one goal. What do the belly muscles and organs and whatever's there, what do they do when I breathe? And I want you to really connect back with that flow. That to have a strong and healthy back, all the things that are back behind us, we need the muscles to be educated, to learn the lessons of, first of all, breathing and mobility and stability. So when you breathe in, does the belly go up and out? It should. When you breathe out, does it go down and in? See if you can get that flow first. Now, when you exhale, I want you to purposely squeeze your abdominals so that they're rock hard. But then when you inhale, release them entirely. Squeeze on the exhale, squeeze, 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 squeeze. So your hands are feeling. Your hands have a lot of nerves, a lot of sensorial tactile. So we can feel what's moving, what's not moving. So you can even poke down, do a little Pillsbury Doughboy here, push in and see what's going on. Now with your fingers, locate these two frontal hip bones, right? You know the ones. Frontal hip bones is the easiest thing to call them. And then with your thumbs, find the bottom of the ribs. Got the ribs? I had to dig a bit, but there they are. And this is just a good way to map out, where the abdomen is, where there's no bones. There's no bones in the front here. That's just all muscle. That's what we're going with. That's our story. Keeping that so that the hips don't move and the ribs don't move, the hips don't move, that's the important one. Levitate one knee up and then put that leg down. And then try the other one. All right, we're going to try that again. So one knee up, hold this time. Make sure that frontal hip bone, that's the thing under your long finger, doesn't move. And then rotate this leg bone out and back up. Now, as you do that, maybe put your hands back on your abdomen to see if your muscles are doing anything. So remember, there was breathing, inhale and exhale, and we're hardening the abdominals a little bit along the way. So don't let go of your abs. But do make sure that your frontal hip bones are not twisting or turning. 2 and 1. Let's put that leg down. Levitate the other knee up. Make sure that frontal hip bone didn't move. Take the leg out to the side and back up. So you probably noticed right away when you went to bring your knee back up, you had to really use your abs. They sort of just, got right there. So do that. Squeeze into around the waist, that transversus abdominis that we essentially mapped that out. So nothing should be moving with those hips, these frontal hip bones. The ribs should be moving. Why? Because we're breathing. Ribs should always be moving. 2, because you're breathing. And 1. Now levitate both knees. Stretch the arms past the thighs. Now we're going to pump the arms. I'm going to leave the head on the floor. We're going to inhale through the nose. I'm going to count to 5 as you do that. But then you're going to exhale through the mouth and you're going to blow out 5. It'll sound like. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now every time you exhale, I want you to bounce your belly down, 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 like a cough or a laugh. Exhale, 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 exhale. Again. Exhale. Again. Exhale. Again. Exhale. And then bring the arms down. Stretch one leg out as the other knee comes in closer to you. Inhale. Exhale, reverse. One leg out, one knee in. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Exhale, switch. 2 more times. Flow the breath as you flow the legs. Good. Bring the legs down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open. You can bring those hands back to the belly. It's a very comforting thing. In fact, I'm going to say one hand belly, one hand heart. I'm always comfortable putting my hand on my heart. It's a good way to go. I'm here. So let's just pause, close your eyes. And now notice the belly moves when you breathe and the chest moves. After a couple of mindful breaths, figure out the relationship between those 2 places. When the belly goes up, what happens in the chest? When the chest moves, what happens in the belly? Now I want you to play around with that. I want you to force your belly to move, maybe and not your chest. Now force, I'm going to use that word, just your chest to move and not your belly. using your breath and muscles. It's okay. It's okay to use all the muscles. That's okay. They all have to work together eventually anyway. Now when you inhale, inhale just the chest. But when you exhale, soften the belly and the chest. We're just playing. This is nothing that you really are going to need. This is just getting the connectivity. So in order to control, again, if you were trying to write with your hand, you have to be able to connect and talk to the muscles in the fingers and the palm and everything. So that's what we're doing. We're just trying to connect muscles. So you inhale and move the chest, but exhale and relax everything, including those inner thigh muscles. We actually already worked the inner thigh muscles a little bit, so you might be feeling a bit of a stretch there. 3 slow breaths. Remember, lifting the ribs and expanding the lungs, but then softening everywhere with your exhale. Now, squeeze the abdominals. So when you squeeze the abdominals, they might go down, yes, but they go in towards each other. So the sides of your abdominals are wrapping around and velcroing really tight on the front. So you inhale and the ribs go out and expand. But when you exhale, your abs now squeeze. They may move a little, they may not move very far. Gravity's already doing a pretty good job of keeping your belly down. You'd have to actually work at getting it to go up. So work on getting the belly to wrap in. Remember the 2 sides of Velcro squeezing together. Once those 2 sides of Velcro are together, then take a zipper and from your pubic bone, zip up to about the base of the ribs there, right up under the sternum. Holding all of that. Let's release the arms, stretch them forward. Now curl the chin and the head up, curl the shoulders, round the upper back, squeeze the abdominals. Now we just activated rectus abdominis, that's this up and down 6-pack muscle. Now do just little squeezes here, little roundings. Squeeze, squeeze. So at any time, you could put your hand behind your head, that's cool. You could put your head back down and just do the squeezing, squeezing. So don't worry about curling all the way up. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Stretch the arms out a little bit so that your arms can plant into the floor. Now lift the legs up. Push these feet together. Push these feet together. Push. It takes me a couple of repetitions to kind of get that. What does that mean? Push these feet together. So we're activating the back of the inner thighs, which a lot of times are the very muscles that aren't strong enough, and the outer thigh muscles wind up being a lot stronger, and we wind up pulling the knees out of alignment. From here, we're going to push the legs out, keeping the heels stuck together, but the legs are turned out, so my feet wind up looking like a V, and then pull the heels back in. Push out. Once you push out, squeeze those leg bones together, and then pull in. Exhale as you push out. Remember the breathing lessons. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, squeeze the abdominals. Remember those frontal hip bone lessons? Don't let the pelvis rock or roll. Slow, mindful. What we're doing is we're churning into the Manipura, the belly chakra, which governs confidence and strength and that inner wisdom that I know what's right. We talk about that gut feeling because our gut actually reacts really quickly to stress. You know, I'm sick to my stomach because I'm nervous feeling. That's all a very physiological response to the nervous system reacting to stress. Leave those legs out if you can. You can keep that micro bend in the knee if that works for you. Then we're going to drop the legs a little down, point the toes, lift the legs a little up. Flex and drop, point and lift. Flex and drop, point and lift. 3, 2, breathe, breathe, breathe. And 1. Draw one knee into the chest. Just relax and stretch the other leg out. All right, close your eyes again. I need a little yoga right this very minute, right? I need my mind to settle back into a stretch. Remember, you can't stretch out of tension. I could put you on a rack and pull you apart. I can put you on one of those inversion tables and pull you apart. And you would go right back into stress if your mind is under stress. 3 slow breaths to drain. I want you to drain stress. Remember the belly? Let the belly go. The back, I'm already training the back and the hips. Let them go. One more inhale and exhale. We'll go to the other leg. We're just stretching. But really when we get into a stretching pose, it's always a pose
I'm not sure.
of repose. So I want a little shavasana in this pose. Remember, you're supporting yourself. I am relaxed. I am supported. Release that, roll onto your side. Let's stay here on the side for a moment. So get comfortable on your side. I'm going to use my hand as a little pillow for my head. If that's okay, if your shoulder's not okay with that, hey, or your neck doesn't like that, you've got a blanket, right? You can always just put your head on that blanket. Take the legs a little bit forward at a diagonal. Lift this top leg. Now pause there. Take this top hand and push it down into the floor. All right, so from hips to head, I'm straight. These legs are out at a little bit of a 20-degree angle, I guess. And the hand's pushing down. Push down hard with this hand, the one that's you're leaning forward into. Now do lift the top leg and hold. What we're going to do is kick that leg forward too. Kick, kick, point the leg and float it back 1. Kick 2 forward, float back 1. All right, so hopefully your leg now is doing as you just asked. Kick, kick, float, push. But more to the point here. When you kick forward, inhale, inhale, exhale when the leg goes back. Okay, here's the point of this one. To connect the mind to the breath to movement, which I said before to some of you, the hardest thing that I've ever had to train with people is just that. Connect the mind to the breath to the movement. All right, what's happening in your belly? Remember we worked on that before. When you inhale, it's kind of just staying there because the lungs are filling. When you exhale, it should be going not just in like navel to spine, but wrap around. See if you can locate those muscles and activate them with your breath. 2 more like this. Then from here, take the leg and twist it open, bend the knee. Take your toe and point it at your knee. Okay, we're going to stand up in a second and do this. So I just want to make sure that your toe can point at your knee. But we'll get to that in a second. From here, take this knee down and forward and up and back. So your toe becomes the fulcrum, if I could use that word, to loosen up the hip. Still breathing. Still positively supporting yourself through this practice. So no crunches today. None of those tough, repetitive. Just breathe and support yourself with this strong manipura. Or the yoga term for holding it is Uddiyana Bandha. We're binding, and Uddiyana means upward flying. We're upward flying the abdominals. 2. All right, so now take this leg forward. Let the leg flop all the way up and over. And then twist your upper body back. So turn the chest towards the ceiling. So a beautiful spiraling twist is such a good way to flush out the neurochemicals that you've been building, right? Things have really been challenging lately as we're all transitioning. So flush out the cortisols, and the adrenalines and norepinephrines and all the hormones, all those biochemicals. 3, I'm going to say deep breaths. So notice the diaphragm muscle can't go all the way down here because it's twisted. It's hard. But try anyway. Try to breathe into this upper belly, this upper side waist, I guess. Then we're going to flip. So I suggest you flip, that is, put your head down at the other side so that you can still see me. Come down, pause when you get there. Progressively align hip to head, neck and shoulders, all of that. But then take the legs a little bit forward, a little bit maybe off the edge of your mat. Take this top hand, lean and push into it. So don't let go there. Keep that down. Now just do the breathing practice. Inhale the ribs, pull the belly in, exhale. Do you remember the pelvic floor? Yes. Inhale the ribs. So don't let go of the pelvic floor. Can we talk for a second about the pelvic floor? The pelvic floor holds you in, right? There's like this big wide opening, right? And so we need those muscles to stay connected just as much as the ab muscles. So don't get in the habit when you inhale of letting the pelvic floor muscles just kind of keep them kind of taut. All right, you got it. That was enough lecture. Lift this top leg, brace the belly, inhale, kick forward 2, point the toe, exhale 1. Kick, kick, flow. Remember this top hand, push it down. Don't break the circuit, right? From the mind, there's nerves, and they're flowing to every part of the body. But for our practice today, specifically to the muscles, the musculoskeletal muscles, in particular the diaphragm, and remember the pelvic floor. But of course, we're moving this leg, so there's some dynamic element to this practice. Exhale, scoop. 2 more. Breathe, 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 breathe. Then rotate or twist this leg out and open. Take the toes and point at the knee. Make sure you're being precise there. Like somebody says, "Where's your knee?" And you're trying to point with your toe. It's right there. Then once you have that, twist the knee down and open. Because we're going to do this in standing as soon as we come up to standing, so I want you to have some practice that I can refer back to. So the benefits of a yoga and Pilates practice merged together is that you become mindful in movement in a balanced way. And so mindful means that your mind is actually here now while you're doing this, so that when you're out there doing that, you're going to do that more safely. 3, 2, keep the pelvis neutral, then take this leg forward and let it flop down on the floor. Twist the chest towards the sky and take this nice spiral. Now slow down your breath. You can relax the pelvic floor and the abs and the diaphragm, but just take in the breath. This may be the only time in your entire week that you take a deep breath. That's kind of an amazing thought. I catch myself 10 or 20 times a day now that I kind of have time to be with me, holding my breath, and just by taking this deep, slow, conscious breath, it changes everything in my nervous system. Then begin to make your way into child's pose. I could do it. I could have held that stretch a lot longer. Child's pose, push back, maybe with the arms reach forward, maybe splay the fingers out. So I'm going to do an exercise here to build fat on your feet. I'm kidding. I wish. So the answer is I have no fat on my feet. There is no answer. You just wear more cushioned things under your foot. Come up into cat pose. Oh, that was mean. I love my family. So we're really stretching out the upper back. Remember that upper trapezius muscle was the first thing that we were looking at when we were doing those leanings. So move the shoulders a bit about a bit. 2. Release that. Now, pelvic floor, abdominals. So as I'm saying them, you're squeezing them, right? Breathe the ribs. So the same thing we've been doing over and over and over again. Remember, that's why we call this practice. I don't like to call this a workout or exercise. I like to call this practice. And all you have to do is show up. When you exhale, lift off and into downward dog. 2 breaths. Drape your head down, maybe turn your head around. If it goes all the way, let me know. That's a problem. And then step all the way forward. Hang. All right, healing from injury means connecting the motions that the body needs. So for example, if you have really tight hamstrings, and by the way, I have really tight tendons on the bottom of my feet. It's not something I ever thought about before. The doctor said, you have really tight tendons on the bottom of your feet. So next time I see you, I'm going to poke your feet and see if you have tight tendons. I think not. 2 more breaths. So feel that, whatever is tight, keep your mind releasing the sands of time, I guess. Bend your knees, walk your hands up to them and come up. So let's try that. Turn one leg out, balance, keep a micro bend, scoop the lower belly inward and upward. So the outer edges squeeze in and pull it. Remember that zipper? Pull it, pull it, pull it. Pull it up through your head. Walk the toe to the knee. Do you remember that? Maybe take the arms out. That's just always a good way to stay open. And then try twisting this knee forward and out. Now, really what we're doing here, you may be surprised what we're doing here. We're building strength in that ankle and the knee that's standing. The top leg, yeah, it sure is moving. But we're building strength between the ankle, the knee, the hip, and the abs, so that all of that is learning how to shift. Because when we walk, we shift left and right, and we twist, and we go forward and back. Mostly forward. So we're learning how to do that. We're learning how to balance on that foot. Now leave that knee out. All we're going to do is kick that foot out and in. So with precision, out and in. So again, this leg is not really getting most of the benefit here. The benefit is between the ankle on the floor, the knee, the hip, and the abs. So find those abdominals, squeeze the pelvic floor muscles, lift them up, 2 and 1. Now take the leg out into the front. Remember this leg is like turned out, the knees bent, and little lifts now up, 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 up. So here's where precision comes in. Your foot and your leg are moving in the exact same movement pattern every single time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake all that out. Shake out those legs. Twist, 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 twist. Get rid of all that stress and tension. Circle your feet around, give them a little stir of the ankle, stir of the ankle. Good. Now let's try again. Take the other leg, turn it out. Zip, inward, upward. So find those lower, and then the upper zipper, and then the side zippers. Open up the chest. Take the toe, point it to the inner knee and hold. Take the arms out and hold. And then twist the knee to the front and the knee out. Twist and twist. Okay, this leg is a lot wobblier for me. So I'm going to have to concentrate on the leg on the floor. Remember, we're trying to build control, not tension. We're trying to build resiliency, not tightness. So tight muscles, we always talk about tone. It was a word I never use. You may notice I've never really used that word. Because tone just means that your muscles are semi-contracted. And that's probably not really what we want most of the time. Because that could build into tension. So tone, even though it looks good, right? That's what we all say we want. It's not really good for the muscle. 2, leave the leg out, squeeze the abdominals, so re-engage, and then we're going to kick the leg out and toe, knee, toe to the knee. So precision. So we're not just kind of kicking like, you're trying to get rid of something off your shoe. You're moving with fluidity. So flow. Make the mind move the muscle. 3, what about those abs? Can you pull them in more? 2, so now we take the leg, twist it open a little bit to the front now, kind of crosses into the front, and little lifts up like there's a string on your ankle. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Squeeze the core muscles now a little bit tighter for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake that out, shake that out. So we were just practicing shifting, and shifting. Let's come down to the floor. So forward fold, walk out to plank pose, hands and toes or knees. Pull the shoulder blades onto the back, no winging up out there, then lower all the way down. All right, I should have said, if you have a blanket, let's put that under the chest. And maybe the hips, depends on how big your blanket is. Then take your knees a little bit wide. All we're gonna do is swing slowly, feet, side to side. Okay, blanket, no blanket, don't worry about it. Rest your head, you don't have to look at me. All you're doing is swinging slowly, feet side to side. So let's say all of that leg work and lower abdominal work we just did, let's say it created at once too much tension and too much looseness in the sacrum, those bones of the low pelvis behind you there. This little movement, this little rocking side to side with the legs helps reintegrate. There's a very, very, very small joint there. So let's give this 5 slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. I am safe. I am here now. I am open to receive. If you want to, just bring your heels together and rest. So the exact same thing we did when we were on the back. Remember when I asked you to just let the body sink? Let the feet down now. So legs are kind of wide. Just rest. Just let the body, imagine the body is getting heavier into the soil. Like you're melting. Imagine that you're like looking at an ice cube and you're using your mind power. And it's going to take a very long time at room temperature. But you will melt this ice cube. So use the strength to melt. Now for me in this pose, my mind is brought to my low back, the space between my lumbar and sacral joints. And so I'm going to funnel all that loving power, all that melting, mind-bending power into my low, low, low back, even to the base of the pelvic floor. And it's all connected there. You may have a holding there that you learned many years ago, and it's just still there. And the very first time your mind, body are under any kind of threat, you clench that. No reason, you just do it. One more breath. All right, so begin to get ready for Shavasana. You may be so comfortable right now, you stay there, or you may want to come through a child's pose or a cat pose. But make your way now into Shavasana, into our final pose of relaxation. Let the breath now just come and go without any effort at all. All the benefits of your practice are now present in every molecule of every system, in all parts. Slowly begin now to roll to your side. Open your eyes and then make your way all the way back up. Good, so come to a seat. Lengthen up through the center of the spine. Bring the hands together. Touch the heart, bow the chin. Rock the head side to side like you're shaking your head no. Begin to lift your head back up. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale and bring the hands back together. I honor you and I have gratitude for your presence.